Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with my weekly TBR. Say it with me everybody, it's TBR time. Yay! Sorry, my voice is still really off. I'm filming this on Thursday night. Yeah. I've been coughing nonstop for days. Did test positive for COVID last Sunday. So thank you all so much for your well wishes. Everyone who posted anything. I really, really do appreciate it. I have been doing a lot of resting, and a lot of reading too, which is kind of great. But yeah, I am feeling much, much better than I was, even just a few days ago. Even just yesterday, like day to day, I'm like feeling better every day. So I am going back into the office tomorrow. The work does need to get done, my friends. And I wish I'd won the lottery, but c'est la vie. So anyway, but it's okay. I go back for one day and then I'm off for 3 days because it's a 3-day weekend this coming weekend. So anyway, TBR for this week. So this is for, oh my gosh, I took my glasses off because there was a horrible glare when I was doing the thumbnail. Hashtag booktube problems. So pardon me if there's any glare in my glasses at this time, but oh, look, now I can see. Okay, great. So this is for week number 41, and it is October the 8th through the 14th, which is, of course, why we are wearing the witch's hat, because it is the spooky month, and me and my little friends are still here. We're still here to share books with you guys. So I, have been sick, and I've been running some fevers, and I decided that what would be fun this week is if I did 6 rolls of the dice instead of 4. Because even though I have not finished the books that I'm currently reading for this week, let's put more on our plate for next week. It is what it is. Anyway, I'm just having so much fun, to be completely honest, you guys, with doing these dice rolls for this game. So before I get into anything else, in case you're new, the game that I'm playing is Becca's Spookopoly, and it's from Becca and the Books. I will leave linked, of course, to her channel in the description box below. She created this amazing Monopoly Spookopoly board, and I am loving using it. I just think this is so much fun. She has a regular board as well that I was using just before Halloween, or just before October, excuse me. So I will be going back to using that one again after October. But it's just so much fun playing this game. It is such a fun way to pick books. In a way it lets you mood read, because you're kind of given a perimeter, but it's like, okay, but what book do I feel like reading? Just because the book has a purple cover, do I really want to read this purple book or this purple? Does that make sense? So that's kind of what's been really fun about it. And I'm not being held to, like, I have to read all these books that I mention, because this is what I feel like reading right now. But, when it comes time for me to pick up that book, if I'm not feeling it, I'll skip it and I'll just read something else. Or not read something else, but I'll just go on to the next book that I have listed. So yeah, not a big deal at all. Very, very loosey-goosey, very, very, kind of do what you want. I am trying to participate in a couple of readathons, my own, which is the Witches Need Love 2 readathon, which I am doing. I'm now on my second witchy romancy book, and also Halloween, which is being hosted by Storm and over at Storm Reads, Lee at Dark Roots Creation, and Elizabeth at Soul Stained Ink, I think. I will leave a link to those 3 ladies in the description box below as well. So let's get into the TBR. So I recorded this earlier today. I did a screen capture on my laptop of me rolling the dice and landing on the spots, and let me insert those clips here. Okay, my friends, let's go for our first roll of the dice. 10. Woo, big numbers. So here we were last week at this creepy jigsaw. Now we're at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yoink. 10. Oh gosh, a low-rated book. Lowest rated book. All right, I'm assuming it means on your TBR. but I'm just going to see if I can find some fun, silly, spooky book that is not so highly rated. So rule number 1 was lowest rated. So the way I think Becca meant this is that you would have your TBR probably on Goodreads, like your full TBR on Goodreads, and then you would just sort it by rating, by average star rating on Goodreads, and whichever book came out like lowest, that's the one that you would go for. Because I don't have everything on Goodreads, I have nothing on Goodreads currently, because for those of you who didn't see my community tab post, I completely deleted my Goodreads, and I restarted it because it was so messed up. It was just so messed up. Like, I was so not happy with the way anything was for me on Goodreads, and I was getting frustrated with it. So I have a nice, clean, fresh start now with Goodreads, and I'm so happy, you guys, so happy. But anyway, the link to my new Goodreads, if you want to friend me, is below. And chances are, if you friend me, I will friend you back, as long as you're not a bot. I'm assuming. And because I love to see what my friends are reading. So anyway, I don't have anything on there. So I started thinking about like low rated books. And I remembered this book that a bunch of people have talked about. And it's one that I really wanted to read, but I have not heard the best reviews for it. And I think it has I wrote it down, a 3.39 rating on Goodreads, which is not bad for an average rating, but I know most people that I knew who have read it were not fans. But I'm going to give it a try anyway. So that book is Witch Please by Anna Guire. I believe this is the first book in the Fix It Witches series or something like that. I think people liked some of the later books better, so I want to read the first book first. I know, who am I? I'm literally trying to read series in order now, you guys. I really, really am. You're going to see that a couple times with this week's TBR. And yeah, so I'm going to give this one a try. I don't know too much what it's all about. It's another witchy romance book, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's jump into roll number 2. Okay, my friends, let's go on to roll number 2. 7. Bigger numbers this week, or today at least. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, cool. All right, green. That should be fairly easy. A book with green on the cover. I love it. All right, let's go see what I can find. So, a book with a green cover. This is harder than you'd think. So I did a Google search for books with green covers, and I found a list, of course, on Listopia on Goodreads. And I started going through it, and I found a couple, and I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe, but they weren't really jumping out at me. And then this one did. And this is an author that I read last October. I have a goal to read all of her books. Now, I am almost certain I have a copy of this physically somewhere in the mess behind me. I just couldn't lay my hands on it in the last hour or so while I was looking for stuff. But the book that I'm going to read for Book with a Green Cover is The Last Heir to Blackwood Library by Hester Fox. This is kind of a gothic historical novel. While it might not feature witches and stuff like that, it definitely has that gothic-y, spooky, Halloween-y vibe, which is exactly what I'm trying to do with my books this month, is I want that autumnal, spooky, dark vibe. And or not necessarily dark, but if it's light, it's going to have witches in it. Or does this make sense? Like, I'm trying to really reach into and really roll with the theme of the month of October. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to this one. Again, last year I read one of her books, which was The Orphan of Cemetery Hill, which I really enjoyed. She does do historicals, and her stuff is very gothic. I wouldn't necessarily say it was horror, but it's definitely dark. It's definitely on the darker side. So yeah, looking forward to that one very much. And let's jump into roll number 3. Okay, roll number 3. 7 again. Lucky 7s. Let's see how lucky it keeps me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, another one of the Taylor Swift railroads. Are we out of the woods yet? It says. Are we out of the woods yet? So let's see what that is. Sorry, bear with me, you guys, as I scroll through here. Corner spaces, train stations, Taylor stations. Are we out of the woods yet? From the song Out of the Woods. Read a book set in the woods
forest or a rural, country, isolated location, or a book with trees on the cover. Feel free to open to interpretation. I love it. All right. Oh, see, this is why I love doing this. This is so much fun. All right, I'm off to go find a book.
So rule number 3 got us another Taylor stop or train stop or whatever you want to call it. Are We Out of the Woods Yet? Which was to read a book with woods on the cover or trees or something like that. This book I picked definitely has, well, it's got the word woods on in the title. There are some, it looks like tree branches on the cover, and it takes place in the forest. So I think this will definitely fit what we're going for. Now, I have not ever heard this Taylor Swift song. I didn't listen to, I am a Taylor Swift fan. I will admit that. I am a Swiftie. I mean, I'm not going to pay $5,000 to see her in concert. Let's not be ridiculous. But when they do the movie, when the movie is released, I will definitely go to theaters to see it. I think my niece wants to go too, and the two of us will go together. But that'll just be like being at the concert, but much more comfortable and cheaper. But I mean, I've been a fan of hers since Tim McGraw, like since her first song came out. So I have all of her albums, or had all of her albums going straight through. I did stop at 1989 because I was a little bit, like as a country music fan, I'm like, oh, I can't believe that she switched over to pop and, blah, blah, blah. And now, completely respect for the girl for what she has done and what she has achieved. Because the music, regardless of the genre, is good. I really do love the Reputation album. Delicate is one of my absolute favorite songs and favorite videos. I love that video so much. But anyway, totally besides the point. I have not listened to this song, like the Evermore album, and what was the other one that she did when she was during COVID? Evermore was one of them, right? And I know a lot of you are probably telling me you need to listen to those. And I do plan to. I absolutely do plan to. And I have been listening to Midnights. Lyrically, she does such an amazing job. Anyway, I'm totally off topic. Sorry for the Taylor Swift tangent. Or Taylor Swift gushing, I should say. Gushing over Taylor Swift. The book that I picked for Are We Out of the Woods Yet is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. This I got from Book of the Month. This was January of this year. So this one needs to get read. I was just looking over my shelves and I went, oh, woods. That works. It's dark. It looks atmospheric. It's a thriller. They were 11 when they sent a killer to prison. They were heroes, but they were liars. So I am very, very intrigued in this one. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be fantastic. So on to roll number 4.
All right, roll number 4. This would usually be the last one, but we're going to do 2 more. 6 rolls this week, you guys, in total. 6 rolls. So let's go to number 4. Number 5. All right, where does number 5 take us? Oh, put our little jack-o'-lantern right there. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no. Dice roll roulette. Oh, this game does not like me at all. If you guys watched a few weeks back when I was doing the other board, I landed on this dice roll roulette, and it was not kind to me, mainly because I ended up picking a book that I spent way too much time on, that I did not enjoy at all, and I should have just walked away from. So let me go ahead here and share with you what this is in case you don't know. Inspired by dice sprints, roll 2 by 6-sided dice. Each dot represents 50 pages. Pick a book that is a similar length to the book you rolled, or to the number you rolled, pardon me. If you can't find a book to fit the correct page numbers, find a book as close as possible to the length you need. Like I said, the last time I did this, the dice were not kind to me. Let's see if they'll be kind to me this time. Fingers crossed. 6. Okay, 6. We can work with that. All right. Let's go back here. Oh, I keep clicking on that. Spookopoly stuff. 6. 275 to 324 pages. All right, that is a standard book length as far as I'm concerned. I'm perfectly happy with that. Let's see what I can find for a book.
My old friend, Dice Roll Roulette. It was so much kinder to me this time than it was the last time. So I had to read a book anywhere between 275 and 324 pages. So I really was in the mood for a cozy mystery. So, and those generally come in around those kind of pages. Sometimes they're a little bit higher than that. And then I found this one and I was so excited because this is a series that I started 5 or 6 years ago. And I read the first, I think, 5 or 6 books. Now, I haven't read a book in this series in about 2 years, 3 years maybe. It's been a while. So I decided to go back and start with book 1 again. And the book I'm going to be reading is Brownies and Broomsticks by Bailey Cates. This is the first book in the Magical Bake Shop Mystery Series. This takes place in, is it Charleston? Charleston's in South Carolina. I think it's Savannah. Savannah, Georgia, I think. And our Katie Lightfoot, our main lead, she moves down from Ohio, I think, to help her aunt and uncle run this bakery, the Honeybee Bakery. I haven't read the series in years, and yet all this is coming right back to me. And she is a light witch and solves mysteries when people end up dead near her. So yeah, I am really looking forward to get back into this series, like to start reading this one again from the beginning. And yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. So this is my next pick. So let's go ahead and jump into roll number 5.
Okay, my friends, roll number 5. Number 5. 10. Oh, another big. Thankfully, that was not the one that I got for the roulette. So 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Becca Reck. Oh, I guess a book that she recommends? Okay, I am gonna have to go and see what I can find that she's recommended. I am very new to her channel, to be completely honest, and I don't know how much our reading tastes. Do you know what? Maybe instead of that, and not that I don't think she's a lovely person, because she is a freaking genius for putting this board together, I think I might go with like a friend recommendation. So maybe, okay, well, I know it's Halloween that's being hosted by my friends Storm and Lee. Maybe I'm going to go look at their books and find a Halloween book, a spooky middle grade book to read as that recommendation. So yes, that's how I'm going to interpret that square. Let's see what I can find.
So I got this pick this morning and I went right away onto YouTube and I watched my friend Storm's video, Storm over at Storm Reads, for her Halloween readathon recommendations video. I'm leaving a link to Storm's channel below, so you can find all of those recommendations videos on her channel. So definitely go and check them out. So basically her readathon is now she created it. She's got Lee and Elizabeth co-hosting this year, but she created it last year. And it is to read middle grade spooky books, essentially. And I saw this one and she had mentioned this one last year and I'm like, you know what? I just really want to read it. And it wasn't available at the library digitally because all the copies have been checked out. And I checked my local library and they actually had a physical copy in stock. Well, obviously I'm not going to run over to the library and go pawing through things when I was tested positive for COVID just a few days ago. Even though I am going to the office tomorrow, still, it just felt weird. So I put it on hold. And I literally got an email like a couple hours later. Oh, it's ready for pickup. And I thought, okay, if I just run in real quick, just grab that and leave, I'll be okay. So I did, and I went in masked. But I think the rules have changed quite a bit in terms of COVID and how long you have to be away from people and how long you have to, I think you have to be without like major symptoms for 24 hours. And I've really been feeling a lot better for the last day or so. But it's the cough that had been bugging me lately. But anyway, I'm off on a tangent again. So I went and picked this up, is what I'm trying to say. Masked, like a good girl. Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. So yeah, this one, what was holding me back from this one is this is part of a series. This is the first in the series. And the 4th book deals with clowns. I don't like clowns. But you know what? Face your fears, which is one of the prompts for the readathon, by the way. And yeah, I'm going to see what I think about this one. I actually don't even know what this is about. Other than the fact that cover is tray creepy. Like, look at that scarecrow dude. When 11-year-old Ollie finds a disheveled, weeping woman by the river, threatening to throw a book in the water, she doesn't think, she just acts, plucking the book from the woman's hands and running away with it. As Ollie begins to read, she finds herself entranced by a creepy tale, Small Spaces. Set on a farm hundreds of years earlier, it's about a girl and the two boys who loved her, and a peculiar deal struck with the Smiling Man, a sinister specter who grants your most tightly held wish, but only for the ultimate price. Ooh, all right. Now I'm even more intrigued to read it. I knew Storm liked it, which is pretty much the only reason I picked it up. I had no idea what it was about. And I'm like, if Storm liked it, I trust her judgment, so I think I'm going to like this one. And now on to my 6th and final roll for this week, you guys. The board stopped being nice to me. Let's roll the dice.
And now for the 6th and final dice roll for this week. Am I biting off more than I can chew? Very good possibility, but this is just so much fun. So let's spin the dice one more time. Dun, 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 dun. 7. 7, 7, 7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, really? Really? Why do you hate me, board? I thought I got lucky with the roulette. No such luck here. A big book. Something that is more than 500 pages. Well, friends, wish me luck. Let's see what I can find.
Of course I got a book more than 500 pages. Of course I did. And because I had such luck the last time I had a 500 plus page book, I was not holding out much hope. Plus the fact that I wanted to read something that was, again, atmospheric, spooky, gothic, Halloweeny. So my first thought originally, actually, was to reread The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, which I really enjoyed, but it's way over 500 pages. Like, it's a chunky monkey. I think that also would have put me in for Victober. Then I thought maybe Jane Eyre. I do love Jane Eyre. Perfectly atmospheric book, Jane Eyre, and it's long too. Again, would have fit in for Victober. But the one that I decided on will also fit with Victober. But it's a nonfiction, you guys, and I have a copy of it on audio. I'm very excited about this. This is going to take me a little while. I might read this one I might even just like I said, I have it on audio, but I might just start reading it over the course of the rest of the month. I haven't decided yet. Now, I've read this book before. Actually, I think I got about halfway through this. And then I ended up putting it down for whatever reason. I never ended up picking it back up. But I am very, very interested in this. This is completely my nonfiction loving heart. This is where my weirdness is. You know, like a lot of people out there, true crime and all those things. So we have The Invention of Murder, How the Victorians Reveled in Death and Detection and Created Modern Crime by Judith Flanders. This book comes in at like 556 pages, but the bonuses is what they're counting is the notes section. The book itself is only 468 pages. I'm getting lucky with this one. But yeah, it's literally, in this fascinating exploration of murder in the 19th century, Judith Flanders examines some of the most gripping cases that captivated the Victorians and gave rise to the first detective fiction. Murder in the 19th century was rare, but murder as sensation and entertainment became ubiquitous, transformed into novels, into broadsides and ballads, into theater and melodrama and opera, even into puppet shows and performing dog acts. Detective fiction and the new police force developed in parallel, each imitating the other. The pioneers of Scotland Yard gave rise to Dickens' Inspector Bucket, the first fictional police detective who in turn influenced Sherlock Holmes and ultimately even P.D. James and Patricia Cornwall. So yeah, like I said, this was years ago. This was 5 years ago or more that I started this book. So I need to actually start it again. Because, like I said, this is completely up my alley. I really like Judith Flanders, if you guys have not read her. She's written a number of Victorian type. She wrote one about the biography of Christmas, which was really good, and I read that a couple of years ago. She also wrote one on the Victorian home. So, yeah, this is kind of her jam, right? So, and I just love this. I think this is the UK cover, and I just had to have the UK edition because it's just delightful. So anyway, guys, that is it. This has been a bit of a longer video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. As you can hear, my voice is going. I got to go and save my voice for work tomorrow. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.